Hi, everyone. Welcome to American Pronunciation in Practice. My name's Christy. I'm a coach, an American accent English coach, and English teacher. And I'm really excited today to share with you one of the inside tricks or inside pieces of knowledge that's really going to make an big difference in the sound of your English for that US accent that you would like to master. We have unique sounds in the American English pronunciation that are different from any other English speaking, like, for instance, British English, Australian English. You won't find these sounds, and it's going to be essential that you're aware of these sounds and can practice these sounds as a targeted practice to really understand and get that pronunciation that you so desire that you're after. So let's get into it and start out by remembering the sound of the American or the US rhotic R sound. This is the sound in the US English. And to form this sound, we're going to have a rolled tongue that is static. There is no movement in this R sound. It rests at the top of the palate, and you have a closed jaw, not completely, but it's a smaller jaw opening, and the air is moving through that rolled tongue. So one thing that can help to practice is to make the sh sound in English, which is the exact same mouth position as the R sound, just without adding the voice. So if you can practice this sh sound, you'll notice that the lips are forward and pursed. The jaw, there's a small opening in the jaw, but the most crucial aspect of this is the rolled tongue that is static at the top of your mouth, the top of your palate, just behind your teeth, not touching your teeth. Shh. If you can practice the sound and then add the voice, sure is that sound that you're after. This is different than all other languages. The movement of the tongue, for example, in many other R's that you'll find in different languages, the rhotic R is is unique to American English. Sound. Practice that sound, and you've got it. This R sound is a really influential sound because of its strength, because of the position of this rolled tongue and this kind of tightened jaw or smaller jaw. When we add this sound to vowels in the American English, it's going to change the sound of these vowels. Let's take a look at that. So we call these R controlled vowel sounds, and it controls the vowels and takes over the sound. It influences all of the sounds, even in combinations. Um, Most often you'll hear about this schwa sound in English, which is basically an unemphasized, almost an unvoiced vowel sound. It's a lazy vowel, and it's the most common vowel sound that we have in English. Really. When we add the R sound to it, it's going to take on basically just an R in place of the vowel. You'll hear this with the OR, the IR, the ER, and the UR. The OR and the AR are going to contain a little bit of their vowel sound, even in the presence of the R. So let's take a look at what we mean by that, as well as some of the other vowel combinations that can change when we add this rhotic R. So here we have the what we call the bossy R or the schwa R. And you'll see this presence of this R influence in many words in American English, but even in some combinations such as the AR or the vowel team EA or the OR, that would typically retain some of their vowel characteristic. But in these truly schwa pronunciation sounds, we don't hear the vowel. So having this knowledge that this can change your pronunciation in some of the words, the vowel will disappear, and you will simply hear the rhotic R, For example, let's practice this. For the AR sound, instead of R, we're going to hear dollar, lizard, liar, For the EAR, which typically we would hear the E, long E, in this truly schwa influenced pronunciation, the schwa R, we're not going to hear any vowel at all, just the R sound itself. So, for example, pearl, learn, search, And even with the OR, where in other words you might hear some difference with this OR sound, in these truly schwa pronunciation sounds, you will hear no vowel. Again, so here we have worth, motor, work, So that rolled tongue, that closed jaw, tightened jaw, and the pursed mouth really is the formation that's going to clarify this American pronunciation in vowel R combinations. Let's take a look. We said that the ER combination, the vowel, the schwa is going to be the sound with the ER. The schwa is going to be the sound that you hear with the IR. And the schwa is going to be the sound that you always hear with the UR. It can take also the sound can lose the vowel with the OR, and it can also lose the vowel with the AR. But if it's not a complete schwa, the AR and the OR can have actually a slightly preserved vowel sound. So with the AR pronunciation, instead of hearing which is the sound of the R, we're going to hear the name of the letter of the R, which is R. You're going to open your mouth, start with that open vowel sound, almost like a short O, R, and come together at the end, closing the jaw for that rhotic R sound. So with the AR, we're going to hear an open vowel sound and then a closure into the rhotic R. So let's practice that. The first one to practice here is car, R, card, card, R, shark, shark, R, margin, margin, hard, hard, carnival. This all at the end is another distinction with American English sound. We'll get to that in a different video. This is the dark L. But here in the first syllable, we have that R influence on the AR combination. R, carnival. Very good. The other combination, vowel combination with the OR that retains, unless it's truly a schwa, for example, in the word motor, where you hear no vowel at all, the true schwa, we have a vowel characteristic that's preserved. For example, in the word fork, you're going to hear O. Now, this is an example of a long vowel sound that's combined with the R, and we'll talk about the long vowel sounds as well to remind ourselves. These are moving vowels, and they have a starting position and a closing position, O. And with the O, you're going to purse the lips almost as a W sound, O, for the true long vowel O. You're going to combine that here with the R, the rhotic R, so it's going to sound like O, So here in our first word, we have fork, fork, fork. The next one, sword, sword. This one being a challenge with that W and then moving into O again. Whoa, word, sword. The next one here, storm. Or storm. And here, horse. Horse. Good. Acorn. Acorn. And glory. Glory. With this OR, the R is really going to dominate, but you're going to hear a preservation of that long O before in combination. Back to the other vowel combinations, the E, the I, and the U. These have no vowel sound preserved. These are the true schwa sound. You will hear the of the rhotic R. Again, rolled tongue, a smaller jaw position closed together a little bit more with pursed mouth, with that sound rolling through that static, that non-moving tongue, So we might as well just ignore the vowel that we see, the E. We might as well just pretend this vowel isn't here. In combination with the G, the E is going to change that to a soft G. So this is going to be germ. So only the R sound is what we hear in place of the ER. We hear germ. Here again, ER, of of Here for the ER in perch, perch. Just the R, just the rhotic R. Term, term. Her, her. Swerve, swerve. Just the sound. Take a moment and practice that list. Let's do this again. Germ, other, perch. Have you got it? Very good. This is the same sound we hear for the IR combination. Again, no vowel sound. We hear So when you see this, you'll say skirt, twirl, squirt, birthday, birthday, affirm, and confirm, Okay, let's try that again. Skirt, skirt, twirl, twirl, squirt, squirt. Have you got it? Very good. All right, moving on to the next purely schwa sound of the UR. We hear no vowel in this combination. We simply hear So in this word, fur, fur. Next one, purse, purse. Squirt, squirt. So this one, because it's the UI, you'll see it in both the IR and the UR list. Burger, the UR is the rhotic sound here. And next, curtain, curtain. Finally, turkey, turkey. Good job. So practicing that rhotic R is key. And let's try that again here. Fur. Good. Repeat next. Purse, purse. And now squirt, squirt. Have you got it? So we lose that vowel, we just hear that R sound, that rhotic R sound. Great. Long vowels is another way that we need to clarify the pronunciation of the American English sound. In combination with long vowels, we will hear some vowel preserved. We'll hear the first part of the long vowel and then again without rhotic R. So long vowels are complex. Just to remind ourselves what these long vowel sounds are, what this means. In combination, such as EAR or EER. These are what we consider teams of vowels, and they have that long vowel sound. So A, E, I, O, U. In these combinations, they can stand up, hold themselves against that influence of the R. So before we get into the practice, let's remember what it means to have a long vowel sound versus a short vowel. The short vowels a, I, a. They're simple. They have one mouth position and one sound. The long vowels are complex. They're actually moving sounds. They start in one position, and the closing sound of this vowel is essential to get this vowel sound correct. So, for example, in the A sound, you're going to hear that the open sound at the beginning, A, move into the closing sound, that final sound of what would be more or less the Y sound of the Y. But making this closing sound is really key to having the correct sound of the vowel, and especially in combination with that rhotic R sound, putting those together. So let's review here. A, E, I. Okay. Those closing sounds again, Y. So important to remember that movement of that vowel sound in the long vowel. A, E, I. Okay. In the O sound and the U sound, we're going to have, again, a movement, a more complex sound in that it moves fluidly. There's no stopping in the middle or separation. This is a moving combined sound. But in the O vowel, your closing sound is going to be that of the W, as in what. So having that closure of that vowel is really essential in all words, but especially when combined with this rhotic R sound. Oh, oh. Even in the lax sound, ooh, of the lax U, ooh, which can be made with the double O in spelling. American being a little complicated, but we'll remember at least these short vowel versus long vowel. The long vowel will contain this closing sound. The you. Here for the true long U, we start with the Y position, and then in the closure of that, we hear that sound again. You, with that W. Okay, let's put that together. Combined with R, we're going to hear the preservation of that vowel sound. It's going to hold up against that rhotic R instead of losing it as the other vowels did, where you heard no vowel at all. With these combinations, you're going to hear the vowel and then the fluid transition into the rhotic R. So here we have the word. The EER is going to say ear, E-er. So can you hear that? closing sound of the E, 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 ear, ear. Again, dear, ear, sheer, beer, beer, beer. Yeah, let's look at that in this little sentence to practice. The deer began to eat the ear of corn. Can you practice that? Good. The deer began to eat the ear of corn. Great. The next is the silent E. This is a combination that will cause the first vowel to be a long vowel. So here, A is the sound we hear for the vowel in combination with the sound, that rhotic R. Air, dare. Can you practice that? Again with the E. E. Remember that closing sound. Y. E. Near. Can you practice that? Great. On to the I. I. You hear that closing sound. Ire. Tire. Tire. Good. O. You hear that W at the end. W. O. Mower. Kind of really fluid, flowing together there. Over. Mower. Same with the U. You. Lure. Lure. That lax long U. Ooer. The spelling combination of Y that sometimes will work as a vowel is I. Liar. As in the instrument. Let's put that into practice here. All right. If I dare to play the lyre, I should have more fun. Good? All right, let me read that again and give you a second to practice. If I dare to play the lyre, I should have more fun. Good job. All right. Other vowel teams, we might hear the OAR combined. That's going to have the long O with the OR, OUR combination. Ow, our. AIR, air, and IER, ire, or ear can change depending on the word. So let's take a look at these combinations. The first list here, scour, roar. Hear that O sound in the front of that R, or. Fair, air, fair, and pierce, pierce. Okay, scour, roar, fair, pierce. Good, very nice. Let's take a look at a sentence that we can practice together with this. We had to scour the fair to find the roar of the ride which pierced the silence. I see this AR is covered up a little bit, but that word is fair. So let's try that again. We had to scour the fair to find the roar of the ride which pierced the silence. Okay, nicely done, nicely done. Long vowels in combination. So just to review, we have the bossy R that will really change the sound of the vowels. The distinction with the AR and the OR, they sound a little bit different than the truly schwa of the I-R-E-R-U-R. The long vowels are going to retain their initial long vowel with that closing sound that is essential, with the rhotic to finish. So let's put this into practice, as we say. I'm going to read this first little short description, and then I'm going to give you time to repeat, trying really to get that rhotic R sound really as well as possible pronounced. The first passage or the first sentence is here. After the birth of the spider, a bird came and darted to a fern in our yard. To get a better look at it, the spider was born in the open and burst into the corn that was nearby to hide from the hungry bird. Go ahead and practice. Great. Did you get that sound? Did you get those distinctive sounds? The R for the AR, the OR for the OR, the for the IRERUR. Let me read these words and have you target those. I'll read the words that we have here in purple that are highlighted, and then I'll pause so that you can practice those. So the first word is after. Next word, birth. Spider. Bird. Darted. Fern. Yard. Better. Here we have a flap T. We'll get into that sound in a different video. That's unique to the American English sound as well. So it sounds almost like a D sound instead of a T. Better. Spider. Born. Or born. Burst. Corn. Bird. Good job. And now completely schwa, even in combination where you might think it would contain the R sound or even preserve the long vowel sound. Here we have a truly schwa where the vowel is eliminated because of that R. So a lizard with $1 in his mouth crossed my path on the way to work. He was searching for the store. I learn every day the world is full of pearls. Okay, go ahead and practice that. Nicely done. Let's review and make sure we have that sound for these highlighted words for the schwa R. Lizard, dollar, work, work, that rolled tongue, that static, non-moving jaw and tongue position. Searching, searching. Learn, learn. World, world. Pearls, pearls. Even with that EA combination, we hear just the rhotic R for that schwa R, sound, the non-emphasized vowel in English. All right, let's get to our last practice here, those complex long vowel sounds, the A, E, I, O, U sound, the distinction with that closing sound, either of the Y or the W. So let me read first. Correct air in your tire with care would not shear them after use. To be near the roar of a fierce tire explosion, I dare say, is the worst on your ears. It's better if your fare to the fair can be paid after a safe drive. This is quite a mouthful. Go ahead and practice that. Nicely done. Did you get that long vowel sound with the closing piece of it? Let's target these individually. So repeat these after me. Correct. Ayer. Your. Tire. Care. Sheer. Near. Roar. Fierce. Tire. Dare. Your. Ears. Your. Fair. Fair. Did you get it? Nicely done. So the rhotic R, really distinct, really influential in a lot of sounds, especially when combination with our vowel sounds. And when you really understand this and you begin to master this complex combination, you're going to be on track to really have that native sound of a speaker from the U.S., an American English native sounding speaker. I've been really excited to practice this to bring this really important information. I look forward to seeing you with the next video, targeting things such as the dark L, the two sounds of the L, the flat T, these things that are, unless you really know and someone has explained to you, these are variations of the sound that you might be taught, of the traditional letter sounds. And once you understand and once you are able to practice these, your pronunciation is going to skyrocket. You're going to be on your way. Sign up for a class if you would like to meet and practice with me in person. I look forward to that, a 30-minute or a 60-minute session, whichever you choose. At the link just to find my Calendly schedule, I'll leave that in the description below, and I'll see you in class or I'll see you here in the next video. It's been great to see you guys. Thank you so much. So let's keep practicing American English pronunciation in practice. I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.